Yo!
Welcome back.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's the Emoji Podcast. I'm Emma.
I'm Callie.
Sorry.
We forgot. We forgot about last week.
Yeah, I was really excited that Callie was home again. I forgot.
I was gone for a week. You guys didn't notice that. I was gone for a different week than the one that we missed.
Or we can just lie. So. It's fine. It happens. None of this is real,
just
really.
Like, April Fools.
Yeah, April
Fools. What do you mean there was a missing episode? No, there wasn't.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Yeah, we just watched that episode. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm
bringing Callie through the Avatar zeitgeist, and it's been an insane ride.
It's an experience. I'm really glad I get to experience it with you.
I'm so nervous, actually, for the whole rest of it. I love this show so much. Yeah. It's so good. It's going to be so good.
Okay, well, now I'm nervous.
No, you're going to love it. I think I was more nervous because, like, Season 1 is phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Season 2, and it's not as good as Season 3. So I'm always like, well, if they don't like Season 1, then they're probably not going to like the rest of it.
But I loved Season 1.
Yeah.
It was so great. And then
you get to Season 2
everything
and you're like,
happened. And I'm sad.
Yeah, we watched The Tales of Bossing Say, Appa's Lost Days, The Library. You guys know how it is. Anyway, we're not here to talk Avatar. This is not an Avatar fan cast. This is an emoji.
Fan cast.
This is an emoji fan cast.
Because we're fans of emojis.
I am.
Fan emoji.
Well, we're here to talk about the banjo.
Yes, we are.
Which is a great emoji, an even better instrument, I would say.
I think it's a great instrument. I think it's had, I told my banjo joke last time.
But I think it gets too much hate. I think there's a lot of vitriol surrounding it. I love a banjo.
I love a good banjo. Banjos are underappreciated.
Yeah, they are. I'm sure it has a lot of cultural roots into why it's being underappreciated, but I really hope it comes back in a big way.
That's nice.
What's your favorite banjo song? First, we should go through the emoji designs. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Sorry. There's only one banjo song that I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one that I think of. And
Oh.
It's called Foggy Mountain Breakdown. I was trying to remember what it was called. But fun fact, that was one of the songs that we actually played when I was... Backstory. My parents love bluegrass music.
Yeah.
And every summer, they would take my older sister and I to this music festival.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my one experience with camping, quote unquote.
Oh.
And it's just this big field, and everyone sets up their tents and stuff.
That's the only time you've been camping?
Yeah, I've never camped in the woods. Unless you count in the yard. I've done
No, I don't.
I've never camped in the woods.
That's how our Girl Scout troop would camp, is we'd go in our troop leader's backyard.
I remember, I have not camped in the woods.
Wow, we should go camping.
But I've spent almost every summer sleeping in a tent,
Yeah, it's great, honestly.
It's great, I love it. I know, how to camp. We have so much camping stuff.
Yeah. No, but being in the woods is totally different beast.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Even on a campground.
Yeah. This isn't... Wait, I gotta digress a little bit more. Because one time we went camping at the Hershey Park campground, which is a little campground that's outside of Hershey Park, and you get tickets to go on the train to take you to Hershey Park whenever you want. Except our campsite, our campground area that we chose was super, super cheap. We were like, what? This is crazy. You get a crazy discount. And we figured out why. It's because you're right next to the train tracks, and the train goes by at about 3 a.m. in the morning every single night.
That early?
And I have memories of sitting there and counting how many cars were going by on the train. It was over 100. It was a lot of cars.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't do that. Just a pro tip from me to you. Anyway.
That's pretty awful. Anyway, so yeah, my parents would take me and my sister to this music festival. And it was great. They had a lot of fun, food vendors and
food.
Lots of, there was what was it called? It was the main street, they called it or something. And it, had everyone, selling things and, souvenirs. So we'd always, go souvenir shopping. It was, and it was so much fun. And, oh my God, one of the best things is that you couldn't buy anything from those places using real money. You had to get funny money.
Funny money. That's cool.
So and every year there were like different designs. So you would go up to like, it was basically like exchanging cash for like a different country's currency. I think it's just to prevent like theft from places, because it's literally like piece of paper. And then the vendors like go and they exchange their funny money for real money.
That's cool.
At the end of the day. So you like pay for everything with like little, like, it looked like Monopoly money, but it was like fun like designs. And then they had lots of like small stages with like smaller performances, and then there was the big hill with a big tent, and everyone would set up their chairs and like stake out a spot basically and claim that for like the whole week. I think you'd like claim a spot and you would like listen to music all day. That's what my parents did all day.
Wow.
With their buds. And I have so many memories of like just falling asleep on the hill, listening to, because like I don't like bluegrass music, I don't know. But my parents love it. It's like alright. I can fall asleep to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fell asleep at Lilith Fair the one time my mom took me.
Yeah. But anyway.
Which was great.
One of the babysitting daycare things you could do for your kids was send them to Bluegrass Kids Academy. Oh my God. So they had fiddles and guitars and banjos and mandolins, and there were some basses even, and... Did they have anything else? I don't know. So basically, like, you had to already kind of know how to play an instrument. Yeah. So it was perfect. My sister and I knew how to play violin, and then I started learning guitar, and then I got to play that. So when I had first started learning how to play guitar, we learned, you would kind of have like little lessons throughout the week, and then you'd learn a few songs like all together as a group, and then you'd go perform on the big stage at like the end of the week. And it was only the parents watching. Like, it was like literally end of the festival. Yeah. And I remember we played that one.
That's so fun.
Foggy Mountain Breakdown. I mean, that's the one I always associate with banjos. I think it's great.
My one cousin at least goes to Beatlefest every year.
Whoa.
And they always have like a big, because I guess John Lennon was like a big ukulele player. So people bring their ukuleles, and then they have like, they put the chords up on screen, and then everybody plays along.
God.
That's really
so
cute.
Actually.
I love stuff like that. I think it's beautiful.
Really cute. What about you? What's the song you always think about with banjos?
The Rainbow Connection.
Oh, yeah.
How is that not on any of the lists? Kermit the Frog here.
Kermit the Frog here.
I love that song.
That is a good banjo song. To me, it's almost like you almost don't notice it's a banjo because he's kind of just like strumming it. Yeah. I was thinking about like the crazy, like people would have those crazy finger picks.
Oh, yeah.
They would do crazy freaking things. Oh, and they also had dobros. You ever seen a dobro?
Yeah, I love a dobro.
Crazy instrument.
Yeah.
How'd they figure that out?
Those things are beautiful.
Yeah. I have like a pretty vivid memory of like, because they would have a day where like you could try out different instruments, because you could also like rent them, I think, like for the week, so you didn't have to like bring your own instrument. But we like already had ours like through school, so we would just bring ours, and I got to try out a dobro for like 10 minutes.
Well, this emoji says, a banjo with a round body and a long neck used to talk about banjos or music in general. Very short description, but thankfully we have a proposal. So
yeah, so we'll get to talk about more.
We'll get there after we do these designs. I honestly like.
I have a favorite.
Interesting.
Immediately, I saw it and I was like, oh, I love it. Sorry, I'm looking at it again. Should I just like tell you what it is?
Is it Twitter emoji stickers? No, I love that one.
Wait, I don't know what is that one? Where's Twitter emoji? I can never find
Oh, Icons 8 is so good.
That's the one. I'm telling you. You look at it and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's just like the beautiful proportions. It's like simple and just I love the like.
I love the design on it. Yeah.
It's just so simple and so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Emojipedia's sample images, to me, looks like a disco ball on a stick.
It kind of looks like a big hammer turned around.
Why did they make it that? No, there needs to be more contrast between like the edges and then like the drum part. LG's is nice too. It's almost like a slightly more detailed version of Icons 8.
Yeah.
Huawei's nice too. I love the little like tilt, little dimension.
I really like the Microsoft versions.
That one is nice.
It's simplistic.
It looks like a tambourine to me.
It does look like a tambourine.
Now that's a bad thing. What a great invention.
A banjarine. That's beautiful.
Or a banjarine.
Banjarine is really good.
Banjarine or tambourjo. Vote in the comments down below.
Yeah.
Let us know which one you like.
Send us an email.
Do like an Instagram poll.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, but like even just looking at all of these, I'm like, and then I see Icons 8 and I start drooling.
It's really good.
It's so beautiful. I love that little fifth string there.
There's nothing like a good instrument, you know? Like,
yeah.
I remember, I have such vivid memories of when I was in, I want to say it was like sophomore year of high school, right? Oh no, it had to be freshman year. Yeah, okay. Freshman year of high school, we took a road trip to Tennessee, and we did Memphis and Nashville and Dollywood. Of course. Yeah. Dolly Parton's theme park. Maybe you've heard of it. It was great.
Wait, are the rides themed to like different songs?
No, but there is a ride where it's a bunch of like, it's kind of like Disney but Dolly.
Okay.
Where it's like kind of animatronic wax figure versions of Dolly's family.
That's really scary.
But sometimes the real people go and replace the wax figures and like perform.
How are you supposed to know?
You don't. It's really
what?
Cool. Yeah, but then there's
really scary, Emma. That's really scary.
It was amazing. There was a roller coaster there that they told us
really
it was
scary.
Like the last week or two that we were legally allowed to ride it because the laws were changing, so that roller coasters couldn't hit like a certain number of G's, and that one was way over.
Yeah.
So they were like, you should get in your rides now, and we did ride it, and it did hurt a lot. I think they said it hit like 5 G's. Like,
oh my God.
It was insane. Yeah.
That's like halfway to being an astronaut.
It was a great theme park. Anyway, but I remember so vividly, like, I was learning how to play ukulele. I didn't start guitar lessons yet, so like I didn't want a guitar. And also my hands are too small to play guitar, so I needed to buy a smaller version of a guitar.
Small guitar. Yeah, I have a quarter-size guitar. I have a half-size, whatever it is.
I have a guitar Lele, which is,
I think yours is smaller than mine.
Yeah, it's really tiny. But I was playing ukuleles, and I was like, I want to buy a ukulele in Memphis.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you know, Memphis, Tennessee. That's like where the song is. And I remember like the song. That's where the music is. I remember seeing like a ukulele. I love the moon too. And it had like all these moon carvings on it. And it was just like the wood smelled so good. And it was like it wasn't a soprano ukulele. It was an alto. So it was like lower.
Yeah.
So it was bigger. Oh my God, it was beautiful, and I bought it, and I'm really proud of it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing like finding that instrument, you know?
Yeah. My ukulele smells like sunscreen.
Oh. Well, the one I have here,
I don't know why.
the one I like bring around is 21 Pilots themed ukulele.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I got a 21 Pilots one.
I do. It just has such a nice sound.
I thought the story was going to end.
No.
And I didn't buy that one, and instead I bought a 21 Pilots ukulele.
I did buy a 21 Pilots ukulele. But it's got such a good sound, and I don't know.
A nice one.
I really like 21 Pilots. I know that they're controversial. I really enjoy them. And I'm buying tickets to their concert tomorrow.
If 21 Pilots has one fan, it's me. If 21 Pilots has 0 fans, then I'm dead.
I don't think I'd go that far.
Oh, okay.
My problem is I loved their most recent album that came out. I loved it. And then they released
I listened to a few songs.
I think it's great. It's like there's the one song about like it's a good day. Love it.
Yeah.
It wakes me up in the morning. It's great. And then they released like a whole lore video.
Do you listen to it every morning?
No. I haven't been following the 21 Pilots lore as heavily as I used to. You know, I don't have the time to go and search through all their weird cryptic messages that they post.
Yeah.
So they posted a video.
People have that kind of time.
I don't know.
Props to you, but like I don't know how you do it.
They put up a video explaining like, you know, here's what you need to know before the next album comes out, because they're releasing an album soon. And they were like, yeah, the most recent album was put out to like quell the government. Like it wasn't us. It wasn't our sound. It's just like, it's there because the government made us do
it. The
government of Dima, which is like the fake government in the 21 Pilots universe. I don't understand.
God.
I don't understand it, but I was kind of like really upset because I was like, I love that album.
Yeah.
I love that album. Don't take this from me.
That seems like a weird way of like placating the people that like didn't like it, and then they're like, oh, but like that wasn't even us. Like that was a joke, guys. Like,
because it got a lot of hate. They
wanted to try like something new.
Yeah. It got a lot of hate. People were like, this isn't 21 Pilots. Like, it sucks. And I was like, I'm really enjoying this. I love this shit.
Oh, our fake government.
Yeah. So I was kind of pissed about that. Ooh. But they put on a great concert.
Interesting.
So.
Yeah.
So I will be going to the show.
I kind of felt that way. Like, my favorite band, like, growing up as, like, a preteen is Bastille. Yeah. I still listen to their music.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be. Like, I used to only listen to them, and then I was like so obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Their first like 3 albums I really loved, and then I think it's their 4th one that came out. They went like a totally different like theme. Like it's super like futuristic kind of vibes, like almost like techno-y.
Yeah. And
I just like wasn't as big of a fan. I was like, oh,
yeah,
kind of weird.
That's fair. It happens.
Other stuff. Really good.
I mean, I remember, like, I listened to Panic at the Disco a lot when I was a kid, which, like, you know, Brendan Urie sucks, but back in the day, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I remember when Pray for the Wicked came out. Mm-hmm. It came out the day that we flew to Ireland for my, like, I got to go to Ireland in high school.
Yeah.
And, like, the entire week-long trip, that was the only thing I listened to, was just that album on repeat. So it has, like, such beautiful memories to me.
Yeah.
And it, like, I thought it was amazing. And then I got back to the States, and everybody was like, this album's trash. This album sucks. And I guess I have a track record of just, like, really enjoying stuff that people hate.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why not?
I can find the beauty in garbage.
Oh.
But no, I loved Pray for the Wicked. Yeah. I used to love Panic at the Disco.
I didn't really listen to Panic at the Disco, but
when I was
in GSA, Gender and Sexuality Alliance, I know it was different at your school. GSA was like totally unrelated.
It was the Group Sports Alliance.
Yeah, which sounds like...
And you know what they did? They did dancing. Doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, but when I was in GSA as a little baby queer, every March, actually, we would go to... There was, like, a big, like, conference for, like, queer youths at one of, like, the universities near where I grew up. And it was always for, like, a few days. And we got to, like, miss school, you know? Like, that was... It was baller. And go, and they, like, gave us free condoms and stuff. And it was, like... It was also just so fun, because it was, like, people from all over, just, like, our age, like, high school age, younger than that, even. And it was, like... They would have, like, little drag shows, and there were, like, tons of, like, workshops you could do. So I remember there was a drag workshop. I didn't go to it because I didn't really know anything about drag, or, like, that I wanted to do drag at that point.
Yeah.
And then they, like, would be able to perform at the end, like, whatever. And, like, at the end of the week, there was, like, I think it was, like, it went into the night, and it was, like, a party, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like, ethereal experience. They played Girls, Girls, Boys.
Oh, God.
On the dance floor, whatever that song is.
Oh, man. That's great
fucking song.
It is great, but do you know why he wrote it?
No.
He wrote it because he's a perv and he likes watching women kiss each other. Like,
okay, that's gross.
It's not about being bisexual. It's about, like, voyeurism.
Gross.
I know.
As like a 15-year-old on the dance floor.
Yeah.
That was like a bop.
No, it's great. And I love that, like, the queer space
videos, like, projected on the screen, too.
And, like, the queer space has taken that for its own, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, fuck whatever Brendan Urie says.
Yeah. What an asshole. Yeah,
he is
what
pan,
I've always heard.
But, like, you know, he also, like, grooms women.
You can't hear, but I'm giving a painful
Callie's
smile
giving
a thumbs up.
It's very cowboy hat emoji.
Yes.
Callie's cowboy hat emojiing.
I'm cowboy hat emojiing.
Anyway, big digression. But I think we should look through the proposal. I'm ready.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Right off the bat,
March 31st, 2018. So a long time coming.
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah. When did it get?
2019.
Okay. So
it was only what's it called?
A year?
No. They were only like mulling it over for like a year, you know?
Yeah. For like one.
And I love the design that they have right on the front.
Yeah.
Proposal for banjo emoji. That's a good banjo.
That's a good banjo. You ever seen a banjo up close?
Yeah.
Those things are beautiful. They got like mother of pearl, like.
Yeah.
I love a good banjo.
I mean, my dad is very much like, he loves guitars and like,
My dad too. My dad is a hoarder, so he has about like 30 guitars in our house.
Oh, we don't have that many. We just have the one.
It's absurd.
Well, we have.
He says he's collecting them for a project. What could that be? You know when Spencer makes a fan out of hammers?
Yeah, fan of hammers.
Says, "I'm a fan of hammers." My sister and I thought that's what he was going to do for a long time.
Yeah, I could see that.
Make a fan out of guitars.
No, but my dad has like one acoustic, and then he has a 19 whatever yellow Les Paul that's like very custom. He was like, yeah, this was my first and only huge purchase of my entire life.
What about like a house? A car?
No, it's the Les Paul guitar. It's like, and it's gorgeous. He let me learn on it, so I like learned electric guitar on this golden. It's like soft yellow. Oh, it's beautiful, and it has like a blue fur lined case. It's amazing.
What kind of thing has blue fur?
I don't know. Blue horse.
You think they make fur things out of horse?
No. That's just the only animal I could think.
Okay, I'll read the introduction. The banjo is one of the most representative symbols of the folk and bluegrass genres of music. It has been played in North America, starting with West African slaves in the Caribbean for over 5 centuries. Other string folk instruments with round bodies, such as the sitar, India, Ruan, China, and citern, did I say that right?
Probably.
Various European countries have also been played for centuries. The sitar is popularized by Ravi Shankar all over the world. Similarly, banjos are played all over the world and continue to appear in pop culture.
I love a sitar.
Me too.
I love a sitar. We gotta get more of those.
We gotta get more of those.
I want to hear them more often, you know?
Yeah. And then this proposal goes on to compare banjo to saxophone in terms of search results. I think it's interesting how they're always like pitting them against like one certain thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to standardize it and be like, see,
and
people are searching for it.
Yeah, and like we have a saxophone emoji, so like banjo. Yeah. Look, some of these have more results.
Which like it's interesting that on Bing people are searching banjo more, you know?
Yeah, but not on Google.
But on Google, people are searching saxophone more. I think that says a lot about society and culture.
Yeah. I'm interested in this little spike in banjo interest.
Wow.
Just after March of 2016.
What could that be?
I have no idea.
Oh. When did this come out? September. Could it be September 2016?
Oh, it definitely could.
Because in 2016, an Indian Hindi language musical action drama film called Banjo was released.
That's it.
That's amazing.
That's it. We solved it for sure.
That's so cool.
That's what it is.
Oh, I love that, actually.
And there was a big spike.
Yeah. Huh.
That's so cute.
Isn't it so cool that we can, like, track that, you know? Yeah.
I love, like, search result spikes. Like, I love that they keep track of that. That's, like, fascinating to me.
I think, like, poetry with search results is one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Have you seen things like that where it's, like...
Or, like, Amazon histories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they can be so heartbreaking. Like, you don't even... Yeah. It's very, like, for sale baby shoes never worn. But, modern version.
Yeah. And it's, like, it's because of, like, the interlacing of, like, really, like, normal, like, everyday things with just, like, really, like, heartbreaking patterns of, like, yeah. It's just really beautiful.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah. And it's so relatable. Like, that's how we all live now.
Yeah.
We live through, like, our...
Yeah. Like, if you don't know something, you Google
histories, it. You know?
Yeah.
Every thought you have that, like, doesn't have an answer immediately, like, you're Googling it.
Mm-hmm.
Or Binging it, whatever.
Okay. No. You're Googling it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bing. Like, Yahoo. No.
I'm Yahooing it. Let me Yahoo this really quick. I'm going to start saying that. That's really funny.
That was my first thought, actually.
Oh, that's a good question. Let me Yahoo it.
Let me Yahoo it. That's really good. That's pretty huge, actually.
That's hilarious.
Banjos do not only represent American folk music, but also Irish old-time music.
The 4-string tenor banjo was brought to Ireland by returned immigrants from the United States, where it had been developed by African slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, the banjo popularized by Black people who were enslaved and brought to America.
Yeah.
And had to basically recreate items from their culture.
Yeah, stolen from the Caribbean and brought to America.
Yes.
And, yeah. So, if anybody's like, oh, it's American folk music, it's not,
it's like,
actually.
No, shut up. It's not American.
It's from the West Indies.
Yeah. That's why it pissed me off. I was looking through Wikipedia and I'm like,
yeah.
I want to look at like famous banjo players. Like, well, it's all white men.
Yeah.
And half of them, all the early ones, were famous because they did blackface.
Yeah. It literally says like a blackface minstrel.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, this guy like revolutionized the banjo. Because he was like one of the only people to like stop doing blackface and just like start performing it like an instrument.
God, it's like it's so sad.
Are you kidding? I hate white men. All white men. So I'm gonna shout out some Black banjo players.
Yeah.
And also a really cool Black bluegrass band that I've seen perform, and they were really good. They were really cool.
Oh, that's so
They
cool.
played with bones, I think. At
wow.
I'll call them out right now. The Carolina Chocolate Drops.
Wow, that's a great name too.
Hell. Cool as hell. They got a banjo player. Of course they do. Pretty amazing. So go check them out.
Wow, they're really cool.
Yeah. Those are bones, dude.
That's so cool.
Okay, apparently the group has disbanded, but they've gone on to do their own like solo stuff. One of them, Rhiannon Giddens, can be heard on Beyonce's new country album.
Yo.
Cowboy Carter.
I do.
So
I have to listen to that.
I know, I want to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit sad that this proposal just talks about, like, representing folk or Americana music.
I know, I did notice that. Like, they did mention that, like, it came from the Caribbean and, like...
Yeah.
Black people and Black culture in general. But, and obviously, like, a lot of people don't know about the history, so it's not as, like...
Mm-hmm.
For lack of a better word, like, important in our, like, culture today, or, like, as like ubiquitous.
It's not as prevalent as like a guitar, you know.
Exactly. But, and like the history of it just isn't emphasized as much as it should be. But I think it's important to remember.
Yeah, and I mean it became really popular in like Appalachia.
Yeah, and like obviously in Irish traditional music, like it was brought over there and they did a lot of their own stuff with it out of the context of like American slavery, you know?
Man, banjos are just so good though. Like it needs to be like more ubiquitous.
I know.
I love a banjo.
They're great.
Ugh, and they can be so beautiful.
And like once you like know about the history, it's like it makes sense why it was like has been an instrument that's like mocked.
Oh yeah.
For so long you're like, oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah, like that's
why.
deeply, deeply rooted in racism and slavery.
It was just like appropriated from Black culture.
Like
anyway.
So maybe like, you know, if you're thinking about the banjo, which hopefully you are right now.
Yeah.
Think about a banjo and just like acknowledge that it's not American folk.
Yeah.
It is.
Even though maybe that's what it means to a lot of people today.
It is incredibly cultural significant to a lot of cultures. Many, many more than just Appalachia. And
and there were
American
a lot of
jazz
white
age.
men that like, quote unquote revolutionize. I can't speak tonight. The way like picking styles and like ways of playing and like all this stuff, but like grow up.
And even like the Oxford English Dictionary claims that the word banjo comes from the Portuguese bandore. But
I wonder if that's true.
It's not, because they took that name from slaves that they met who called it a lot of different words, because there were I saw one fact that may or may not be true, but it said that there were like over 60 versions of these stringed instruments in like the West Indies Caribbean culture. Wow. And then they, like, most of them were, like, precursors to the banjo. So then it was just consolidated into the banjo. But there's a Kimbundu word that's mbanza, which is
that's banjo.
Probably banjo. They probably heard them say mbanza, and then they said bandori.
Like, banjo.
Yeah, and then it became banjo. So, although there are a lot of different, like, potential word origins, but the Oxford English Dictionary saying it's either Portuguese or Spanish is wrong. Like,
come on, that's not the origin. That's like
that's
going
not
halfway.
The origin. We gotta check our facts.
Yeah. Go to the source.
Go to the source. Shout out to our alma mater. Have you heard of the banjo frog?
Kermit the Frog?
No.
Banjo frog.
There's a frog called the banjo frog.
Banjo frog.
It's also called the pobblebonk.
What?
Because it makes a distinctive bonk call that sounds like plucking a banjo string.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this.
Where do they live?
I don't know. Boom. It just
that's a banjo. That's what it sounds like. That's so funny.
It's just got like a little like bump. Like,
but like so many frogs sound like that too. It's so funny that like the person that like named this one was like, oh my god, that's a banjo. Who's playing a banjo out here? Yeah.
It's one of the species that is also called a bullfrog.
Oh.
But it mostly lives in southeast Australia.
Wow.
Which makes sense why it would be called the pobblebonk.
Yeah, they've
got weird names
over there. The pobblebonk. Bonk. That's so funny.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of frog calls in my days.
Wow, brag about it.
They kind of all sound like banjos, but like that one is great.
It's so
because it's like not even like a like some frog calls are a little more like a bullfrog is you know,
and it's so cute.
It's so cute. But that one is like it's like a single
bump.
Bump.
It's
single string being plucked.
It's so staccato, you know. It's like it's gorgeous. Hey Lily, you want to jump on me again?
Hi bud.
You want to climb on my back again?
Yeah, Lily like absolutely tried to murder Emma about.
I was listening to Toad and Yoshi singing
which
Chop
could have
Suey.
very well been the last thing that you ever listened to,
and
because she landed on your back with claws out.
Well, all of a sudden I felt something hitting my back, and I don't think I made any noise.
No, you were like.
Yeah, I didn't, which is kind of fascinating to know that, like, in a crisis, I just kind of...
completely silent.
Yeah. I don't like making noise as a general rule, so I don't think I would scream or anything.
What if you had to scream for help?
I could do that.
Help me!
I could do that.
Okay, that's good. It's reassuring.
But all of a sudden, there were claws running down my back, and I thought, oh, this is where I die. And I was trying to look... I thought, for some reason, that it was Banjo-Kazooie singing the Chop Suey cover, because I was going to bring up Banjo-Kazooie.
A Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie is a Nintendo video game character. Well, it's two Nintendo video game characters, but they basically come as one. I thought it was...
Kazooie? Who is that?
I thought it was Banjo-Kazooie singing the Chop Suey cover, so I was looking desperately for it, and the only thing I could find was Toad and Yoshi.
Guy.
But I realized that it's not Banjo-Kazooie, it's Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Is it from Crash Bandicoot?
Chop Suey? No.
No. Banjo-Kazooie.
No, Banjo-Kazooie is its own thing.
Well, it looks a lot like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, they were made by similar guys.
Why is Banjo-Kazooie so hard?
Anyway, that's what I was trying to look for right before Lily almost murdered me. Now she's rubbing all up against me to say I'm sorry, I think.
Yeah, well, if you guys didn't already know, the cat is blind.
Yeah, our cat is blind, so she did not know that I was sitting next to my bed.
Usually she can kind of gauge where people are sitting, because like people are big and we make a lot of noise just by like breathing and stuff, and we smell.
I think I'm too quiet.
I think you're too quiet. So, like, usually she can tell exactly where people are before she jumps off of things, but she clearly did not realize that it was right there.
That's really funny.
She's not, like, some cats, like, jump on people, like, like to sit on shoulders and stuff. She's not like that.
Not her.
So.
Anyway, Banjo is a honey bear.
Okay.
Banjo is a honey bear, accompanied by Kazooie, who is a bird, often seen seeking shelter in Banjo's backpack.
What kind of bird?
I don't know. Phoenix?
Well, why can they be specific about the bear, but not about the bird?
Banjo is a honey bear.
Bird is so much more general than bear. Bear is at least like a specific kind of mammal.
Yeah.
It's like if they were like, Kazooie is a red macaw, and Banjo is a mammal.
Apparently, Kazooie is a red-crested breagle, which is a fictional species of bird.
Okay.
So don't come after me for saying that's not a real bird. It's not. Okay. Wow. I've never played Banjo-Kazooie.
I've been really on edge, like, trying to figure out what species things are in other media, because Avatar has way too many. This is my one problem with the show. No, they have no rules. They have no rules about what things can be combined with other things. They're like, oh, this is a pig cow, and this is a pig bird. What?
This is a cow pig, and this is a chicken pig, and this is a flying lemur bat.
Why would they call them those things if they didn't have the individual things on their own? That doesn't make sense.
Well, they have a bear.
Yeah, that makes me bad. That makes me bad.
But they have a bear, but they're confused about why it's just a bear.
And then in one episode, they had normal ducks.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They had turtle ducks.
No, there were white ducks with red and blue beaks, which are normal ducks.
That was a turkey goose.
Damn it!
No, they were turkey geese.
No, I refuse. I don't understand. The biologist in me is angry. Because there's no reason for it. There's no reason.
We're in a different world.
I know, but why do they have to give them those names?
You'd rather they all just... It's because kids watch it. So if it was all, like, crazy names, like... What are some Star Wars things? Ewok.
Kids love Star Wars.
I didn't.
What are you talking about?
Okay. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Ewok is so easy.
I don't know what a Thoth is. Thoth? What's happening?
Thoth? The Egyptian god of wisdom?
No. What's the thing?
Hoth?
Tauntaun.
A tauntaun on a Hoth?
Yeah.
I love tauntauns.
I was really scared of that
Isn't that so much more fun than just like...
No, I love turtle ducks. I love platypus bears. Every time you say that,
I think turtle dove.
No, it's turtle duck.
It makes me mad. Aww. I don't even know why. Like, I want to find joy in it, and it is beautiful in a lot of ways.
No, you've got to open your mind to the possibilities.
But I'm pissed.
Follow King Boomy's advice.
It also doesn't make sense why some animals are just like sky bison. Okay, sure, a bison in the sky. That makes sense. But then other things are like entirely weird and random. Ostrich horse? What?
Oh, the ostrich horses are awesome.
Why would you... Just call them a horse. It's more exciting if they just call them horses and then they just like look really fucking weird.
But then, okay, imagine you're a kid, right? And you've learned colors. You've learned the letters. You're on to learning animal sounds. So you know what a pig sounds like. And then you watch Avatar and they're like, this is a horse. And it's a giant bird. And you're like, I think that's not a horse. I think that would really confuse kids.
Well, I think kids are going to be more confused if they're like, what sound does a cow pig make?
Yeah, oinks.
What about a pig cow?
It would moo.
What? That's stupid. So they're using other animal names just as adjectives.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
And then what about the shearshoe? The shearshoe isn't even a combination of animals. That thing's just its own. That's the one with the venom.
See, I like that more. Because then at least it has like a cool name, you know?
Yeah, the shearshoe is cool. Anyway,
cut all that out.
We'll be
so unrelated.
We'll probably be doing a lot of Avatar digressions, so just prepare yourselves. I don't think I have any... I couldn't find any fun facts that weren't like, here's a white guy who was a banjo player. And
Buster Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs.
Buster, I hardly know her.
Oh, Lord.
I do. Buster on her Scruggs till I... Ding, 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 ding.
I do love Steve Martin and his banjo playing.
That's cool. Steve Martin's cool. Speaking of other white banjo players.
Speaking of a white man.
I'm going to talk about some not white banjo players. Otis Taylor. He's cool. Hubby Jenkins.
That's cool. A great name.
I don't know anything about these two guys, but they're the only not white people listed on like they're not even listed under like notable banjo players. They're listed just like kind of in the body of the text on Wikipedia. But they're like the only two black banjo players that I have found.
Yeah.
Hubby Jenkins was in the Carolina Chocolate Drops. Otis Taylor was in the band Zephyr. Not heard of it.
That's a name I want to give a dog.
Yeah.
That's been on my list for a long time.
Oh, okay. Here's a great line. So he had an album called Recapturing the Banjo in 2008. And it was an attempt to reconnect himself and the world with the true African origins of the banjo.
Wow.
So, doing good work.
It's kind of amazing that banjo players have just like the most incredible names I've ever seen in my life. Because we've got stuff like Ricky Skaggs, Bob Yellen, you're kidding, Snuffy Jenkins, Dink Roberts.
What? These are like baseball player names.
Elizabeth Cotton? Come on, that's awesome.
Damn.
String Bean.
Yes.
Doug Dillard.
Oh my god, wait. Crazy other fact about Otis Taylor, this banjo player. He was expelled from high school in 1966 for refusing to cut his hair.
Wow.
Remember, this is a black man.
Yeah.
And he was given his diploma in 2023.
Holy crap.
They gave him his diploma.
That's beautiful. That sucks, though, actually.
Yeah.
It's great that he got it.
And he was still successful, like, despite that, you know? Like, he did his own thing.
Oh, yeah. God. 2023,
cool.
though.
I know. Absurd. Ugh. Like, it took them that long.
Man. Yeah, it's a difficult history.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was cool.
That is really cool.
Banjo player names are crazy. Very cool. Buster Scruggs. That's gonna be like, oh, sorry, Earl Scruggs. It's not even the right name.
Buster Scruggs is that movie.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
You're so right. I meant to be saying Earl Scruggs this whole time, but I'm glad I didn't because Buster Scruggs is so much more funny. Did he even play the banjo in that, like...
Oh, definitely not. Buster Scruggs
There's a scene,
banjo.
I think he plays the guitar?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's like a little cowboy.
Away as like an angel or something.
I've never seen the full movie.
Really?
No.
It's really good. It's like a bunch of like short stories that kind of intertwine.
I got scared by the first one.
What one is that one?
I don't know. We watched it in the basement that one time.
Oh. Well, there's one where a guy gets hanged, I think.
Oh. Well, I'm not really
and another one where you
put off by that.
Another guy like dies panning for gold or something.
Oh. Man, the Wild West was really wild.
Buster Scruggs. Buster Scruggs is cool.
That guy freaks me out, I'm not gonna lie.
What's his name?
I don't know.
When a cowboy trades his spurs for wings.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Okay. Oh, he just has like a little harp. Yeah, he's a guitar. I thought he might have had a banjo.
I think he scares me because he was in Holes.
Yes!
He was like one of the scary guys in Holes.
Yes, he was one of like was he the counselor guy or like one of the like,
I don't even remember,
guys?
But ever since that, I just like every time I see him, I don't trust him.
He's really scary.
Even in like
The
Good Place. He's in The Good Place. Or is he in The Good Place?
I don't know. I forgot. This fucking guy's in it.
No, he's in Kimmy Schmidt. I lied.
The guy who plays Dudley Dursley in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Harry Melling. What's his name?
Yeah, he plays a really like creepy looking guy. Just his makeup is creepy.
Oh, cool. Does he have Scrooby? Clancy Brown is also in Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, who does he play?
Surly Joe. Surly? I don't know. And Stephen Root. Man,
we should watch it. It's kind of like a I don't know, fever dream.
Yeah. It's okay. We watch a lot of those.
Yeah. I think I remember being vaguely disturbed.
Oh, cool. Great.
Was it Harry Melling?
Harry Melling?
Yeah, he plays like a quadruple amputee.
Oh, man.
Which is kind of intense. And I think he's like a sideshow act.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about, like, how in Avatar and, like, any other show with animals that get kidnapped and, like, sold, they end up in the circus.
Yeah.
And, like, any people who have any weird, like, quote-unquote disfigurements or, like, weird qualities.
Literally just, like, having tattoos.
Yeah, people it's like, send them to the sideshow.
Send them to the circus.
Let people look at them. Ugh.
Yeah. And then it's like, people are still like, what? The circus is bad? One time I went to a circus that was only people, cats, and dogs.
That's cool.
That was a good circus. Because, like, cats and dogs, they are literally domesticated. Like, they love being around people. Dogs especially, like, they'll do anything.
Yeah.
And the cats were just, like, vibing. Like, there were sometimes they just, like, would not do whatever. And they were like, okay, next one.
That's awesome.
Like, the cat would, like, run around.
And, I mean, like, dogs want to do things. Like, dogs, a lot of dogs have, you know, passion.
And it's so enriching for them, too. Like, to be, like, doing things and, like, learning. And
I just, like, I love stories of, like, people who have collies or shepherds or something, and then they'll have a lot of people over for, like, a dinner party or a garden party or, like, something where a lot of people are in one place, like, and then the dog will, like, herd the people.
Yeah.
I think, and it's subconscious. Like, the dog will walk behind people and they'll just, like, move because it's like, you know, oh,
and then everyone
don't want to step on the dog, and then everybody ends up somewhere. That's so phenomenal.
And they're just so like, cool. Fun. They're just doing their thing.
The dogs are just doing that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So that was like 10 out of 10 circus experience.
Yeah.
I got to take pictures with the dogs afterwards, and they were really cute. And one of the poodles like growled at me. And it was really cute. In the picture, it's like,
oh wow.
Yeah, but it was great. And obviously, like, people, you know, like, today we don't have like sideshows, so it's like, everyone who's there like wants to be there. So it's like, it was just a great time, and you don't have to be like, oh, I wonder if they're mistreating it, because it's like, you like taking elephants and like forcing them to stand on like
tiny little
pedestals and balance and like
fire.
And,
I don't know. When I was little, I was interested in sideshows, you know.
Oh yeah.
You're interested in finding out about it.
Miss Peregrine's Home Peculiar Children.
Of course I did.
Not explicitly like sideshow, but like,
I mean, I love stuff that was just like weird,
but like all
you know?
like old photographs that they would have of just like weird things. Like,
but when my mom brought me to the Lilith Fair because Selena Gomez was supposed to play, and I loved Selena Gomez. She's cool, but I like back then I loved her. Yeah. So on the day of the Lilith Fair, like when we were going, Selena Gomez said, "Sorry, I have like a throat infection and I can't sing." So I was like, oh, man, that sucks. But I'll go anyway. And I saw, like, Sarah Bareilles and the Indigo Girls played. It was great. Cool. But then my mom was like, this is a bummer. Let's go see Selena Gomez. She's going to be at the York Fair. So we went to the York Fair. And at the York Fair, before the concert, they have, like, all these, like, carnival games and, like, kind of rides. But not big rides. Just, like, you know, a tiny little Ferris wheel and stuff.
Sure.
But they also had sideshow attractions that were 25 cents, and then you could walk in, and it would be like a man eating chicken.
Oh my god.
And you'd walk in, and it's just like a guy sitting there eating a bucket of chicken. Or like the girl with the snake body, and it's like a girl like sitting, and there's like a fake snake behind her. And I was obsessed with these, because I was like, this is amazing and hilarious. That's and like so these people look like they're having the best time. My mom got pissed. She was like, can you stop asking me for quarters? I was like, Mom, I gotta go back in. Like,
I gotta see this.
I have to see this. It was hilarious. So if we could just do that.
Yeah.
That's about as entertaining as what I believe a sideshow would have been, except it's way better for all parties involved.
Yeah, definitely.
And 25 cents was a steal.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know if you've ever been to the Big E.
No.
I'm not from New England. But they used to have like, thinking about it now, like, it makes me really upset. Like, they would have literally these, like, big trucks, and they'd be like, come see bears. And And they would literally, like, have bears inside. As a kid, I was like, Mom, I want to, like, see bears. My mom was like,
yeah,
no. Those bears are going to be, like, tiny little cages.
Yeah.
And they advertise, like, oh, we have a black bear and, like, this bear.
I mean, when you're a kid, you don't know. Like, you don't know to be wary of. Like...
Yeah, like, one time driving down our street, there was, like, the old creepy house on the road, and they were like, oh, we're giving free tattoos. And I was like, Mom, I want a tattoo. I didn't know what a permanent tattoo was. My mom was like, no. Wow. They demolished that house and rebuilt a new one, and it's, like, a safe part of the street now.
Yeah.
Crazy. It used to be, like, crumbling to the ground.
Wow.
And I don't even know what kind of people lived there.
Oh my God.
Scary white men.
Yeah.
I think.
No, but like with the bear thing, like there was a golf course that my cousins and I used to go to all the time, and we loved it. I forget what it was called, but it was in like rural Pennsylvania. Yeah. And they were like, okay, it's a golf course and an ice cream / root beer float shop / zoo. Okay. So they had like a cage with one bear in it and literally nothing else, and then like a couple like deer and like stuff like that. But the bear was the main attraction. They've since released the bear, or like put it in like a zoo that can actually care for it, you know? Yeah, roadside zoos, not great. Yeah. But like when I was little, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I get to play mini golf right next to a bear. Like that's awesome. Yeah. And then like I remember the last time I went and the bear was still there. I was like, oh God. I don't know if this is great. And then we went back and the bear was gone. And we were like, oh, I wonder what happened. And the owners were like, yeah, they took it to a better place. Like they took it to a good spot. So, that's good. I'm just glad like societally we're turning towards more animal protection. Yeah, that is a good thing. I remember being brainwashed about Shamu as a kid. Oh yeah, being like, oh my God, I want to go see Shamu. Oh yeah, because like when you're a kid, you like there's no like conception that like things are like bad. Yeah, you know? Like you don't believe that people would be evil enough to abuse animals. Like yeah. There are still parts of me that are like, no, people wouldn't do that. Yeah. There's no way that somebody would do that. But it happens. I watched all of Tiger King. I couldn't watch all of it. I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, I'm done. My family watched it in one sitting. Oh my God. Because it's like the kind of thing where you just like can't look away, you know? Yeah. That's how I watched Quiet on Set in one sitting. Because it was just like, I couldn't stop. Yeah. It's like a train wreck. Yeah. But it's getting better. Yeah. I hope. There are more tigers today than there have been in the past, like, 10 decades. Yay! I put my hands in the air. Yeah. You couldn't see me. And they're bringing the white rhino back from extinction. Or they're trying to. They created a rhino fetus in a lab from the DNA that they had. Isn't that crazy? Is this going to be like Jurassic Park, but like Rhino Park? But like it is, but also like part of the problem with Jurassic Park is that we didn't have the same like environment. Like the air was different, the plants were different. Every single thing was different. And the white rhino, totally different motivations. Totally different motivations. Like that was just a money ploy where it's like let's. And it was also just like the desire to like. It's playing God. And, like, play God and just be like, I'm going to bring this thing back that was, like, killed way before I ever existed. Yeah. But the white rhino... Make money off of it. There were white rhinos alive when we were kids. Oh, yeah. So, like, it hasn't been long. The world has not changed that much. It's changed enough. And it's for the point of, like, conservation. Yeah. And, like, trying to right the wrongs that we've done as, like... Yeah. A species, you know? Like... Yeah. I would love to have the rhinos come back. I think that would be beautiful. I would love to have Tasmanian tigers come back. Oh, man. I think out of anything, like, just don't bring back the dodo. That thing would go extinct again. Let's be real. We don't really need it around that much, do we? No. Like, why? It's a really dumb bird. They weren't that dumb. They were really dumb. What do you mean? They weren't that dumb. They were really dumb. No, it's propaganda. We're dodos. Dumb. Were dodo birds dumb? They weren't even dumb. Oh no. They were actually pretty smart dudes, so yeah. Recent research. See, this is the kind of research I want to do. I want to do things that's like, fuck you guys. Yeah. All right, I admit it. I was.
It's okay to be fault.
I admit it. I was wrong.
You're a victim.
The dodos were long thought to be stupid because they were so comfortable around humans that they were easily hunted. That's why we thought they were dumb. They're not dumb. They're beautiful and they're trusting.
Yeah.
We think they're dumb because they trusted people.
Because they trusted us. We said, "Ha, you trusted us? You must be stupid."
That sucks so bad, actually, guys. That sucks so bad. Please take that in as a human being.
Someone write like a poem about that.
Oh, I'm on it, bro. Yeah. Happy Poetry Month. I'm writing the next two-headed calf, babe. This is...
about a dodo bird.
About a dodo bird.
Oh my god, wait. If you actually do, I'll cry.
This is really upsetting. Anyway.
Yeah. But they're funny in the Ice Age.
They are funny in Ice Age.
They're really dumb in that movie, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Melon!
And apparently the pictures we have of dodos, like the idea that we have of a dodo is not really correct. Like all the stuffed birds don't really look exactly.
When did dodos even go extinct?
I want to say the 1800s.
Really?
Dodos.
I thought it was like so long ago, dude.
It wasn't that long ago.
Really? I thought it was like so long ago. I thought they literally went extinct in the Ice Age. Which obviously like people were around. But, like,
even though the rareness of the dodo was reported in the 17th century, so the 1600s,
Whoa!
Its extinction was not recognized until the 19th century.
Wow! Okay, you were right on money. That's crazy. I thought they were like way more old than that.
No, they were pretty recent.
I thought they were like up there with like woolly mammoths in terms of extinction.
No, they were pretty recent, dude. And it like
That's
they
crazy.
were one of like a lot of the animals that went extinct that back then we thought of as going extinct had gone extinct because of just like natural forces.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like
yeah.
you know, the comet hit, the asteroid hit, whatever.
There's been mass extinction events. There's been extinctions like all over.
Yeah, but the dodo was the first bird to be the first animal to be touted as like a human-centric extinction because like we hunted them and also we released like cats onto the island, so invasive species hunted them also.
Cool.
And then they, we were like, where'd all the dodos go? And it's because we killed them all.
Haha, they're so stupid. They trusted us.
Yeah, so it was the first animal to be like, oh, guys. We did this.
Yeah.
Like, we did this. There's a great episode of Let's Learn Everything, which is a podcast that I really enjoy. And they talked about the dodo bird. Among other things. I forget exactly which episode it is. I will try to find it. But in the meantime, how would you use the banjo emoji?
Anytime I'm like grooving.
Yeah.
Like I want to like groove. And I'm going to be like, oh, I'm just hanging out, grooving, getting down, banjo.
Yeah. It feels very, like, kind of mischievous, you know?
It's like a twangy, like,
I love, like, in Avatar, whenever Aang's doing something silly, it's got, like, that twangy, like, little music, and he starts, like, ham-boning, Yeah. I love that.
Like, yeah, it goes to, like, a jaw harp kind of, like,
twangy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a jaw harp.
Oh, wait, I gotta show you a really crazy thing the thing I laughed at. It's a banjo, it's a bass banjo.
Wow. I mean, I read about, like, they would have
the Gibson bass banjo.
They would have, like, a banjolin, a banjola. they like, named it a banjo cello and then a bass banjo. But I didn't see any pictures. That's amazing.
You should put that on the Instagram because that's a fantastic
Oh, I will.
picture.
It's Let's Learn Everything, episode 35. It's called Don't De-Extinct the Dodo. And then Humans versus Computers and Art Forgery. It's fascinating. It's a great episode. Anyway.
Well, look at this guy playing one.
Wow.
It's a big banjo.
Have you ever seen the, like, uber bass saxophone? Oh, sub-contra bass saxophone.
Can you, like, even hear that with your human ears?
We watched so many videos of people playing this.
What? Oh my god.
It's so stupid.
Almost as dumb as like how a tuba looks,
It makes you look so tiny. I love instruments that just look really dumb.
It took me like so long to realize that a tuba was just like the equivalent of a bass.
Yeah.
For like
a bass brass instrument
band.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
Like, it took me so long to realize that. I was like, why would anyone play a tuba? And then I was like, oh, it's just like, you need a
They're
bass.
really important. I love tuba. I love, like, hearing a soft tuba underneath.
Yeah. I just wish it wasn't called a tuba.
Why? What about what's the other one?
Bassoon?
No.
Oboe?
No. Instruments.
Trombone?
Like tuba.
French horn?
Euphonium?
That's a much nicer name!
Sousaphone? Flugelhorn?
Euphonium? That sounds so pretty.
Yeah, I love euphonium.
Oh, that's that one?
Yeah, it's like, it's higher, so it's not as deep as a tuba, but for a lot of, like, traveling bands, a euphonium is good, because it's less bulky.
Yeah.
And hard to take care of.
It's so much nicer, though. They should give a tuba a better name. Comment down below what you think a tuba should be called.
Comment down below. Like, review, subscribe. Email us. If you have any thoughts, what's your favorite banjo song?
How would you use a banjo emoji?
Me?
Yes, and use it in a sentence.
I'm hankering to go for a little stroll banjo emoji.
Oh my god! So now I know exactly like what the vibe of the stroll is.
Yeah, it's like
It's
we're
not
going
like-
on a silly little walk.
Yeah, it's not like let's go on a walk. I'm going to talk to you about something serious, or like let's like ponder nature and like
Yeah,
bask in the glow of the sunshine. It's like no, we're on a like jaunty little mischievous.
I feel like a banjo to me is a lot of like creative energy. So it's like if I'm kind of in a mood where I'm like trying to like riff, you know?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of ideas.
Yeah.
The banjo's the way to go, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm picking the emoji for next week.
Yeah, you sure are.
And I clicked the randomize button once.
Wow.
Let fate take the wheel. And it gave me the tulip.
Oh, wow.
And it's almost springtime.
It is.
So I think that's perfect.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I love a good flower. Tulips are so nice. It's just like the classic flower.
Oh, I love a tulip. We would have like one day of viewing tulips at home before tragedy struck. And that's the cliffhanger I'll leave you off on.
I also had tragedy strike involving flowers.
Oh, is it sad?
No.
Okay, mine's not sad either.
Okay, mine's humorous.
Mine's
a little
just
concerning, but humorous.
Oh.
It has a fine ending.
Oh, there she goes. Mine's just the cycle of life, you know.
Does it involve your exploding mouse?
No. My mouse exploded because it wasn't meant to be alive.
It was meant to be alive. It just wasn't meant to live that long.
It was not meant to live that long. It was meant to be eaten by a snake. We saved it, but at what cost? Sorry, Alyssa, if you're up in heaven, or you're probably in hell. She bit me a couple times. I hated that mouse.
I've been bitten by mice.
Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, they can bite really hard.
It hurt a lot.
Like, it's crazy too. Like, can you imagine being picked up by like a giant?
Yeah,
and
no,
your first
like
instinct is to like put your mouth on like to bite them.
Yeah, but it works.
They're like fighting back. They fight back.
It totally makes sense.
Is she allowed up there? Well,
thank you so much for listening to this windy episode.
Very windy.
Yeah.
Crazy tangents. You never really know what we're going to talk about.
No, I think
when you start an episode, and neither do we.
No, that's most of the joy of this podcast, I think.
Yeah. Or
you can turn it off. You can leave. It's fine. We won't tell on you.
I'll tell my mom. I'll be sad.
But you can let us know how you would use the banjo emoji, how you'd use the tulip emoji, your favorite banjo songs.
Yeah, what song do you think of when you hear a banjo?
Like,
let us know.
Yeah. Do you think of the Rainbow Connection, or am I just crazy?
Do you think of Foggy Mountain Trolley? What was it called?
I don't know. Foggy Bottom. My favorite metro stop in DC.
Foggy Bottom.
Yeah, did you ever ride the DC Metro?
No.
They'd be like, now approaching Foggy Bottom.
That's like an insult for someone if they're farting so much. Like, you got a foggy bottom, dude.
Oh, that sucks. That's brutal, man.
Brutal.
That's rough. Anyway, email us at theemojipodcast@gmail.com.
And go follow us on Instagram at the Emoji Podcast.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to see a baller picture of
a huge banjo.
An enormous banjo.
Like, you're not even ready for how big this banjo is.
And who knows what else is going to be on there.
Yeah, there's going to be some weird shit, I'm sure.
Every Instagram post is just an episode without context.
Yeah, and don't you feel cooler for having the context?
Don't you feel cooler for knowing?
Yeah. And it's like you're in our
circle.
Don't you feel
left out when you don't know, and it just makes you want to listen to the episode?
Yeah, we say at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening.
If there's an episode you missed, you should go look at the Instagram post and be like, wow, this one's going to be a roller coaster. And then go listen to the roller coaster episode.
I was going to say that, yeah. Yeah. We've covered a lot of bases.
Yeah. We're kind of hopping around. Mm-hmm. It's a fun time.
Anyway, I've been Emma.
I've been Callie.
This was the Emoji Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
I love you.
We'll see you next time. I love you.